The Copperhead Metal Detector We Dig Metal Detectors. Offering all major brands, We Dig Metal Detectors is known throughout the metal detecting community for great customer service, pricing, and knowledge. Since 2017, We Dig Metal Detectors has
Oh, I
Andy.
no, I muted the wrong one is what happened, and I unmuted the wrong one.
Can you guys hear us?
You can hear now.
All right,
I can hear you
let's see.
All
now.
right, we're in. Hey, what's going on, everybody? We got a lot of cool people in the chat: Ezra, Nancy, Mike, CJ, couple Marks in there. So, how's everyone doing tonight? Hello, everybody in the chat. We have a special guest. We got Sean, Sergeant Whitey, Sergeant Discoveries. What's going on, Sean?
Doing great, guys. Thanks for having me tonight.
Yeah, no, it's our pleasure, man. It's
Appreciate
our
it.
pleasure. First, I want to start. I got this new sweatshirt. It says Plug
Uh-huh.
Life. Living the plug life, baby. I like that a lot. I just got it in the mail, so I'm sporting it. It's a little too toasty right now for a sweatshirt, but I had to wear it anyways. So, how's everybody doing?
Rocking and
Not
rolling.
bad.
Not bad, not bad.
Awesome.
Everybody's been out hunting. I saw Greg found some silver recently. Eric's been out testing that new Equinox. How's it going, Eric?
It's going good.
Yeah. Did you? I mean, are you having another, withdrawal syndrome from your?
No, I actually did a bunch of research, and I kind of distinguished my tones from high to low. Silver higher, copper's higher, gold
Yeah,
lower.
he found a bunch of bottle caps. Oh, sorry.
He found a couple buttons, and Joe also found a button recently, which is good. And then me and Mike are going out this weekend too. We're hoping to find some cool stuff. And then Greg, you found some silver too with the Deus.
Yeah, it was the first barber quarter after quite a few years of detecting. It's really weird how I don't want to call a barber quarter common by any means, but it's kind of strange how something that is found somewhat often commonly, I miss that and I get some other pretty rare stuff. So it's funny how that stuff works.
Arbor quarter's plaguing me this year too, Greg. I've got everything in the lineup except.
Well, you said this year. Are you saying that you've dug one in the past years?
No. But
you haven't.
I'm really
Okay.
going for my streak. I want to fill out the barber lineup.
He skipped the barber quarter and went to the half.
Within the year.
But anyway, Sean, how's it going, man? Sorry,
I'm doing great. No,
we have a guest, and then we just get on tangents and start talking about random crap the entire time. But thanks for being on. This is a man. If you guys follow him on Facebook, he literally is posting a bucket list after bucket list find every 2 seconds. Every time I look at Sean's Facebook page, it's literally another video, something amazing. So, I mean,
I surprised myself. I surprised myself. I swear. I mean, I can't believe some of the stuff that I've pulled out of the ground. I mean, I just get on good permissions. I get people invite me out, and I get something at one of their permissions, and it's luck of the beep, I guess, luck of the swing, and if you're gonna dig it. And my logo is dig it all, save some history, and I dig a lot of garbage to find what I dig. So
how long have you been metal detecting?
Well, hot and heavy since I've been to North Carolina. I moved out here in September of 2016. So since I've moved out here, I've been pretty much doing it all the time. But before that, I had a bounty hunter when I was in California, stationed out at Camp Pendleton. And I hit some of when I had the time, which wasn't much because I had 2 kids and living off a base. So I had to travel off from where my camp was. And I hit a couple of old parks, found a couple of old Wheaties, but never really. And actually, I did take that back. Right below my comm shop at Camp Horno in Camp Pendleton, there was a beach volleyball area. And just to the left of one of the posts for the netting, about 6 inches down, I found a silver man's ring. And then I found my first Mexican or coin, a silver Mexican peso. And I still got it over in my display case. It was 1936 Mexican peso.
Man.
So that got me hooked.
Well, that's a cool way to start. Yeah, we actually you were in the Marines, and Joe was in the Marines. So thank you guys for your service. Everyone tell them thank you. And Joe will at least say you're welcome. He'll say
you're welcome.
Well, that's cool. I feel like every time we talk, it's funny how the introductory machine usually is that bounty hunter machine that everyone talks about, because that was mine too. I got it off of Craigslist for $50, and then I eventually went to the Ace. So that's cool. So you went from California to North Carolina, you said?
No, I moved back home. I grew up in Arkansas, but I moved to Oklahoma and worked for MCI WorldCom out of the Marine Corps. So I got a job with them, and so my family and I moved to Tulsa. And that's where I lived for 19 years till I moved out here.
That's where I was born.
Okay.
I was born in Tulsa. I lived in a tiny town called Beggs.
I
actually metal detected down there quite a bit.
Did you really? No wonder I didn't find anything when I went back. I wish I was into it when I was, younger, because my parents lived right in town, and there's a couple of parks over there.
Yeah.
You always think back and think, man, if I would have just started at this point.
I'd love to go back to Camp Pendleton with my MX Sport and see what I found at that park, because it dates back to whenever the camp was open back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, whenever it was a camp, So there's no telling what's out there.
Do you think they would let you metal detect since you were in the?
Probably not now. If I was in, I probably could. If I was still active duty, I could go on base and do it. But
that would be neat.
I don't know how it'd be cool to try, but.
Mike said you found what Trey lost, which is probably not wrong. You never know. You could have found some of the stuff that my family lost. So give it back. That's all I gotta do. We were talking about some of the detectors that we use. We're pretty much all Equinox family, other than Greg now, who's the Deus guy. But you're still rocking the whites, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, it's my machine for now until something better comes along or whatever. But I've got 3 huge display cases in my office that prove that it still performs, and I'm still finding stuff. So
hey, you're living proof of it. That's for sure. Which whites are you currently using?
The MX Sport.
The MX Sport.
That's my primary. I have the V3i. I've got the TDI SL, and I've got the TDI SL Beach Hunter. So I've got other machines, but I pretty much stick with the Sport for now.
Now, I don't know the different tiers of whites because I never got, because when I got into it, obviously Garrett was the big name, and then Mind Lab came into the mix too, so they were pretty popular. Now Nocta, but how does the tier levels go, like just price wise, I guess, for how whites were?
The Sport would be comparable to probably the Nox, and as far as price wise, and then the Garrett AT Pro and AT Max. Maybe the Deus, I'm not 100% sure because I've never really priced, the other machines, but it's it's a waterproof machine, headphones down to coil. So it ranks in those. So, and I've used it in water. I've been up to my neck in water and I'll take my headphones off if I have to go down in the water, but.
Well, it's definitely working for you. That's for sure.
Yeah.
How did you feel when they went?
That was sad.
It was a dream to see that,
I had always wanted a whites. Even when I had the bounty hunter, I wanted a whites machine. I wanted the durability of the metal box that that like the old MXT and other machines like that. Because I actually had an MXT when I first moved out here.
Yeah.
And I upgraded to the Sport because I wanted something that I didn't have to worry about. If I'm out in the elements, I didn't have to worry about it getting wet. So I bumped up to the Sport, and I've never looked back. And but yeah, I've always wanted one of the heavier duty boxes, for the Sport or the MXT type style. And so I did buy one in Oklahoma at the Tulsa White's office metal detecting shop that was there locally in Tulsa. And I just, unfortunately, I never really got to use it when I was living in Oklahoma as much as I'd like to have. But when I moved out here, I had a lot more free time. So
okay, so maybe there's still some stuff down there.
Yeah, there probably is.
Hey, you know, it's funny. My uncle lives pretty close to Tulsa, and he lives on what used to be an old drive-in movie theater.
Yeah.
And my dad went down one time and found a Standing Liberty quarter and a bunch of other coins down there that, you know, they had no idea.
Awesome.
He had a metal detector too, my uncle, but he had never used it. He just used it to can't remember what he was trying to look for underground, probably, you know, some sort of piping or something like that, but he never used it. And then they went down there and found a couple things together. So you never know all these different spots that are just sitting there waiting for you to find some stuff on.
I was just going to say, I bet you there's some old abandoned drive-in movie theaters that are now like young forests that people haven't, because there were so many across the U.S. and now there's so little. There's still got to be the remnants of, you know, a few sprinkled.
Well, that's like some of those old fairgrounds too that people get to just shock a block.
Ballparks too, like old ball fields.
That's what I
1900s.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do your research, and you can definitely find some of those old parks. You know, even ones that are current that have just been used forever. I know.
Yeah, if you can find an old one that's been used, still currently used, then but I'm talking about the ones that are abandoned in the middle of a farm in a field that you didn't know was out there, and you stumble upon it, and those are neat to find.
Yeah, Eric's definitely benefited from old parks, haven't you, Eric?
Yeah.
We've brought that up a couple of times. I don't know if you've ever been, you know, associated with the Boy Scouts. It's still active with some Boy Scouts back there, but man, I've never seen more silver come out of the same area than we're freaking
like 200 silvers or something, almost 200, something like that.
Woo.
What? 200 silver coins?
200
out of one spot.
How big was the spot? How, like the area?
What would you say, Trey? It's like
it's big, but it's not that big. You know what I mean? It's smaller than the park that you usually go to.
Picnic
Greg,
areas. It's got
or that we went together.
Yeah, it's got picnic areas. It's got wood line. So it's, you know, over the years, you know, the grounds are getting smaller because the woods are growing inner. So it's
interesting.
Decent. It's about maybe half acre, maybe a little more.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you pulled that many silver coins out, it means it was a virgin spot and never been hit before, right?
Yeah.
Either that or it was
a lot of trash and a lot of like common coins before you got down to the silver.
Okay.
Everything it was in layers.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And that's why when we went back, we still found. Ohio Farm Hunter said, got an old schoolhouse standing, green light, Austin. Got some amazing buttons tonight. Video will come up tomorrow, so we got to make sure to go out and watch that.
Check that out.
Yeah, I got to check that out. What have you been up to lately, Sean? Have you been finding some cool stuff?
Wait, I got to ask you a question first. Sean, tell me a story about the CS buckle you found.
Oh,
painful.
Man.
We'll start it off the right way.
I'm gonna go grab it.
Grab it. Let's see it.
That's cool.
That was some crazy.
It actually ain't cool, but
no, it's
I don't know the story, but
it was cool when I dug it, but it ain't cool after I found out that my little buddy, who I'm gonna be paying back soon, will be.
Oh no!
That is a fake CS buckle.
Someone planted it on you?
Yeah, he planted it at my site.
Dude, he was so excited live, man. I thought
that live video was awesome too.
Joe, you did that to him?
No.
Oh.
No, hell no. That'd be kind of cool.
I'm not even gonna give him. I'm not even gonna say his name. I don't even give him credit for it publicly.
I think it was Travis, right? Is that his name?
He starts with a T, but that's about it.
If you want to pull up the clip, Andy has the clip.
Andy, do you have the clip for the?
No way! You really got the clip?
Did you send it? Did you send me that clip? The one with
the last clip.
John is now going to sign off and say, "See you later."
Let me see.
You got to be really good friends with someone.
Oh,
well, I did get him pretty good. It took him over 2 years to get me, so I guess I had a comment.
It was a long con.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man.
Sean,
So
Sean, that was in the ground for 2 years.
No. It's only been in the ground for about a month. It took him 4 months to get it prepared and get it in the ground ready for at my spot. And this was at my Civil War spot. This is actually where I found my cat bus halftime. So needless to say, I was excited.
Stuff there. Yeah.
Dude, the excitement was unreal. It was crazy.
There it is. Wow, that was deep too, huh?
Yeah, it was about 8. He put it 8-9 inches down. So
wow. Sure, he put it the right way so it was screaming on your detector.
Yeah. Look how excited
so
you
kind of have a hint, but no one's seen it.
Unfortunately,
it's still got dirt on it. So
oh no!
We're about to find out exactly
what
it
did
is.
you? How did you get him first?
Some guys time to get on.
We were on our way back from Virginia, and he had fallen asleep, and so I went Facebook Live, and I made sure he was asleep good, and I counted down like this, and then I pretended like I was scared, like I yelled and was like pretending like I was driving off the road and stuff. And he said a few choice words, during the live video of me scaring him awake. But yeah, he wasn't very happy.
Oh man, so
it was payback.
Yeah.
But I get him all the time. I mean, there's numerous stories of me getting him. So that's one time I got him. I got him just even a couple of weeks before I dug that fake plate that we were walking across the very road to get to the spot. And he had already looked to the left, but I pretended like a car was coming. I went, oh crap. And I jumped back real quick, and it scared him enough that he jumped back. And he goes, I even looked, and you still got me. So I'm always getting him. So I was due for something, but anyway.
Yeah, it seems like karma caught up to you finally.
Yeah, finally.
No, that's funny. So that's one of your favorite spots though, or at least one of your Civil War spots?
Yeah, it's been doing pretty well. I mean, we've hit different spots that I guess the old timers missed. Thank God, because they missed that half dime. So
oh yeah. Well shoot, missed, those are like this big, so
yeah,
that's understandable.
Yeah.
How many times do you think you've gone back to that same permission?
I'd say at least 30, 40 times. I mean, there's still another spot that I'm waiting. It's already sold, but I've got 100% permission from the land developer that once he gets in there, it was clear cut, and the person who clear cut it did a horrible job of it. And so there's stuff everywhere, and there's grass up to my head. So it's almost impossible to swing where I really want to swing right now. But as soon as they start clearing it, then it'll be open to pound the crap out of it. So I'm looking forward to that, to see what else is out there, because the old timers hit the other spot pretty hard, and we still dug buttons and bullets, and I just dug a half penny up on the hill. So I mean, there's plenty of stuff that they've missed. Hell, I even went back on my birthday just down from that and dug 3 mercuries at a colonial site that some hunter must have set down and lost 3 mercury dimes within a foot from each other. And it was just ironic that they were there, because I've taken the very same person that planted that bogus plate to my spot, to that same spot, plus 2 or 3 other people have been there with me, and we've all been in that area and we all missed it. So
well, it sounds like he's not getting very many invites next time around. I'll tell you that.
I don't know if he's watching. Let me see if he is. I don't see his name, but I've got a sweet invite to a sweet permission, and I'm gonna pay him back in one of those ways. Me and another guy are gonna go live, and we're gonna have a photo of him in the background and say, I'm out here with so and so, and out here with Tyler. Oh wait, no, Tyler's not here because he wasn't invited.
That's awesome.
It's a virgin Civil War site in the middle of a battlefield.
Ooh,
so I cannot wait to get that one.
That's incredible. That's the thing we don't get to see a lot of is Civil War stuff.
Yeah.
We just get to sit there and salivate on our keyboards as you guys pull it all up from down south. So, but one thing I did want to bring up, and we were kind of talking before the stream started, is you just joined the Ring Finders. Yeah?
Yes, I did. Yep.
So, is this a nationwide thing? Because I haven't really looked into.
It's actually global. It's actually global.
Okay. Well, that's cool, and I know that's the good thing about the metal detecting community is we're always looking for something that we can give back, especially something that's personal like a ring or something like that. So I don't know. Do you know who started the Ring?
Yeah, his name is Chris. He's out of Vancouver, Canada area.
Okay.
Forgot his last name. Trying to remember it.
That'd probably be a good guest idea, actually, to bring him on, Chris.
Yeah, he actually started it. It's a great website. It gets people connected. I mean, all you got to do is search ring finders, and you'll find out. We'll pull up the ring finders, and that's how the last two people that called me, they was looking for a ring finder basically, and so they typed it in and found that, and then found that I was in the area that they needed the service at, and they called me up. And the first one that I dug or recovered, a gold one, it was probably 9:30 at night, and he called me up and I said, "Hey, if you'll meet me at my house, I'll drive my truck. I ain't even unhooked my boat yet. I know exactly where I dropped it. Let's go out there and try to find it." And this was at 10 o'clock at night by the time, 10:30 at night by the time we got out there.
Yeah.
And the water was only about waist deep, and I probably pulled 60, 70 pull tabs just that night alone out of this area, and I didn't find it the first night. The second night, he picked up an AT Pro, and he called me up and said, "Hey, I'm on the way to the dock. If you want to meet me out there." He goes, "I'll jump on the boat and let's go try to find it again." And after about 30 minutes, he was like, "Man, this is hard, And I said, "Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out here. I mean, a lot of garbage. So I'm, you got to dig anything in that gold range." And so finally, 2 days, it ended up being like a 3-day span or 4-day total span. But the third time I went out there, me and another guy went out there and got out there at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I found it at 7 o'clock, and I sent him the photo and showed him that I found it. And so he said a couple of choice words, and it was
That's amazing. That is so cool.
Now, was it close to where he thought it was, or did you guys kind of?
It was actually further to the left.
Yeah.
And it's actually the 2 times that we went out there with him and his boat, he's got a big Carolina skiff or something like that. It's got a big motor on it. He actually parked his boat and motor over the spot where I found the ring. So the motor was actually right on top of the ring at least once, I know for sure.
Yeah, so it pushed it a little bit with the current, right?
That's cool.
Wow. And how long have you been like a part of the site? What did you say?
About 3 weeks, and I've got 2 ring recoveries.
Wow.
Everyone, a round of applause for Sean for already recovering 2 rings in 3 weeks for people. That's insane. Both were
I've got other ring recoveries, but those are my 2 with the ring finders. I can't claim those, unfortunately, because I've actually got a photo of a Masonic ring.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite stories to tell is in Apex, North Carolina, there's a little old lady. Her name's Miss Keith. She's got like a 1900s house, and me and my son stopped there, private pup. We stopped in there and got the permission, and a thunderstorm was coming in, so we had to cut it short. And I said, "Do you mind if I come back?" And she goes, "Yeah, when you come back, maybe you can find my husband's ring. He lost a Masonic ring out in the yard somewhere." And 2 other times I came back, and that third time that I went out there actually looking for the ring, I actually found it, and it was up near the road where he since passed away. He had passed away after he lost it.
Yeah.
But he was up near the road and was putting debris up by the roadside. There's a truck that comes by and picks up like limbs and leaves and stuff like that. And he was doing that work, and he had lost it about 5 feet from the road and about 2 feet from the spot where he was laying all that stuff down. And I was using the 13-inch coil with the Sport, and I actually stopped to take a break, and my coil was sitting right on top of it. And I got a VDI 24, and I kind of moved it back and forth because I was wiping the sweat off my face because of the gnats and everything because it was hot in the summer. And so I moved it again. I was like, okay, I'll get this pull tab out of the way. And I popped it out, and sure enough, there was a gold band. I could see the bottom part of the gold ring, and I just left it alone. I didn't touch it, and I never touched the ring until after she did. So I went up to the door, and I knocked on the door, and she was busy doing something. And I said, "Miss Keith, if you're not busy, you might want to come see what I found." And she comes out, and we're about halfway out, and I stop her, and I said, "Do you mind if I go Facebook Live?" I said, "There's people that knew I was doing this, and they would love to see you pick this up." And she goes, "Oh yeah, I don't care." She's almost 90 probably. She's walking her way out there, and I bend down and I said, "Miss Keith, it's right there." And she couldn't see it, so I had to kind of move some dirt off of it. And she finally could see it, and she bent down, she picked it up, and I said, "Is that your husband's ring?" And she said, "Yes, it is." And I said, "Just think, Miss Keith, that you're the first person that's touched that ring since your husband's since he lost it and passed away." And she started after I cut the video kind of shortly after that, but she was tearing up thinking about this was her husband's ring. And so it was a great moment with her and getting that ring back to her. So
man, I might start to.
Yeah, seriously. Now I know why that's your favorite story to tell.
Yeah, that's amazing, and that's why part of the reason why we do it. Especially for stuff like that.
Yeah. I found my brother's ring. He in Montana. I went to his wedding one time, and he was dating this girl, and he was using his late stepdad's wedding band as a promise ring with his girlfriend. And they got into an argument. He was at her house, standing in their driveway. He just launches out in the middle of this field 20 years ago. And the time when I went out, it was like 19 and a half years it had been out there. And we go out there, and we drive 3 hours from Montana over to northern Idaho and up in the Coeur d'Alene area. And we go to this house and pull up, and I get out there, and it took me almost 2 hours to find it, but I found it for him.
That is unreal.
I'm guessing they broke up, yeah?
Oh, yeah. They didn't marry.
Well, that's cool. I guess we got a lot more people that joined the chat. We got Liz. I saw Matt Howell was in there. Charlie,
Hey,
Scott.
Buddy,
The detector from the Detector Network. He said we got some big announcements coming up. Winky face. I wonder what that's all about. So that'll be exciting. So hello everybody who just joined. It's been hot up here. How's it been down there for you, Sean?
It's been pretty brutal.
Yeah.
This heat is crazy. I'll get out there and just I start off good, but then I start bending down and getting back up too fast, and I get head I feel like I'm blacking out because it's getting so hot, and I'm just like,
you gotta be careful.
You gotta be drinking water every 2 seconds when it's a heat like this. Yeah, I know. I step out of the truck and I'm already sweating buckets. So
me, I sweat in the air conditioning, so it's a little. I'm just toast. I detect inside now.
Eric, what other clips did we bring up for today?
We got the scripted letter button.
Oh yeah. Can we pull up the scripted letter? Which one is that in the
second clip, Andy?
Second clip, Andy.
Make sure you block out the hairy dude in the video with me.
Hey, Liz.
Call him Chewbacca.
There it is.
Oh, I see it. What is that?
You can see.
We didn't know what it was till we picked it up.
It was setting right in that spot.
You see
right
the
there.
imprint?
All right, so I'm gonna do
Yeah, it's
a
actually
Lucky Lou wash, and we're gonna find out what this is. So hold on a minute.
Oh, okay.
Flip you back around to face
it's not
my
an actual
ugly grill.
coat or cuff button. It goes on the hat.
All right, here it goes. This is for you, Lucky Lou.
Was it silver?
No.
It tastes silver.
How'd it taste?
Oh, I see.
He must have.
What did he play?
He
played the cat. No, he played the real, my half real.
I was gonna say that looks like a tiny ass silver coin.
That was your first half real?
That was my first, half real.
What date? What was the date?
It's smooth. I've got
smooth.
2 half reals and a cut pistarine, and I ain't got no dates.
Wow.
They call me no date for a reason. So when it comes to my reals.
So I'm out here with Tyler at my Civil War site.
Now, what kind of
He's already
area
dug
is
2
this?
bullets.
Because you're out in the middle of the woods, it looks like.
This one is a
And
colonial site. It's a lost city or lost town technically that is off the map, and so we've done a lot of history searching in this area. Another buddy of mine has the permission, but he invited me out, and I dug actually dug my first colonial horse tack. It's a big, heavy, thick. It's in that video actually. That's the Kepi pin that's up now.
Yeah.
Manuscript eye Kepi pin.
Oh, wow. That's super cool. And that's the same area, or is that two different?
That's my Civil War site.
Oh, that's your Civil War site?
Yeah. The other site was a different, where the half dime was, or the half real was a different.
And that's pretty
location.
incredible. You can go to a Civil War site and then not too far away go to a colonial site.
Yeah, North Carolina's weird. It's got a mixture, but not a abundance like South Carolina and Virginia does. It's got little pieces here and there, and it's just when you find stuff in North Carolina, you've done your homework, or you've done a lot of digging to find some stuff, because it's just not in abundance. I mean, it's spread out so far and few between. So
now, go ahead, Mike.
Oh, no, I was just gonna ask, what is your typical go-to process for research and stuff?
I use an app called Landglide for starters, and that gives me an idea of certain counties don't always have the year of the property, so I have to kind of do a Zillow search or something like that on an address. But for the most part, I mean, I'm using Landglide. I drive hundreds of miles, just to drive around and drive old roads and old dirt roads or old back roads, just looking for old farmhouses, old home sites. Because before me and my buddy Carl, who I dig with a lot, I wasn't a big field type person. I wanted to be next to a house. I mean, that's where people live. That's where your 90% of your stuff you're going to people lost them is going to be right next to their house, in their yard playing around.
Fire, right?
Yeah. And fields, you may walk 100, 300 yards before you find one wheat penny sitting out in the middle of our large scent, but then there's times like I've seen some of these guys, like some of you guys, even up in Pennsylvania area, that have a field that you may dig 30 coppers in one field, and I'm like, give me that spot. I'd love to go out and find 30 coppers in one field,
It's now come to what I prefer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, listen, if we're out on a colonial field and I'm sitting there swinging for maybe 10, 15 minutes and not hearing anything, I'm okay with that because I know the next thing that I hear, if it's a high tone or a tone, I know it's probably going to be something worth digging. You know what I mean? For the most part.
That's like my Civil War site, the one spot that you'll dig a few shotgun shells every now and then, but pretty much if anything that gets a repeating signal, if you dig it, it's going to be it could be a pistol bullet, it could be a J hook, it could be a piece of a J hook, it could be the bottom piece of a Williams cleaner. I mean, there's just so many different things that ring up low, mid tones that if you're not digging that, you're missing out on relics.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's for sure. I will tell you though, I've spent some time in the field where it's just been like an hour and a half, and I'm just like, give me a freaking shotgun shot at this point. Give me something.
I'm tired of swinging this 12 by 15 inch coil forever.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So there are different ends of the spectrum, but luckily I got the carbon fiber shaft and whatever I can do to help with the weight issue.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's the biggest coil on the whites that you use?
The one I'm using is the Big Kahunas, the 12 by 15 butterfly coil. And it's actually got a wider, if you look at the old, the standard coil, the 7-inch and the 13-inch, it's got about a 1-inch detecting span. Well, the Big Kahuna, if you go look at it, it's got about a 2.5 to 3-inch detecting span.
Jeez.
So I've actually found several coins that were deep and were on edge by using this coil because it gave me that extra on the side. It gave me that extra hit from a side angle.
Right.
And I actually got a live video of one that was it a button? It was either a button or a coin. I can't remember which. I did a video showing that how deep this thing was, and I pulled it right out of the wall, and it was sticking straight up just like this. It was a little buckle. It was a little buckle, is what it was. And I heard a chirp, but then when I got to a certain side of it, I could hear it solid because that thing has got a pretty good radius. Like I've been in front of something almost 6 inches and picked it up with this Big Kahuna before I even got to it. I was already picking it up, getting a signal. And then as I got closer, then of course it got louder, but I'm picking up stuff in front of me before I even reach it for this thing.
How's pinpointing on something like that?
It took me a while to get used to it because it is different from the other coils that I use that are similar in diameter and shape kind of thing. And this thing's, it's oblong. So it's got like a butterfly. It looks like a big butterfly.
Oh yeah. I've seen
that. But it does have a different pinpoint style. And I've actually mastered it now, but it did take me about a month or 2 months to get used to the pinpoint on it. Cause I was actually digging almost right on top of an item. And that's why I actually hit what did I hit? I hit a silver coin because of it. One of my first silver coins that I dug with it, I actually hit it because I was too far behind it, and so I actually hit it when I went down.
Yeah,
just scraped it. But
wow, well that's cool. I like the thickness of that. The radius the distance that it carries and covers. Yeah. I like to cover as much space as I possibly.
I do too, especially in a field like what you guys are talking about. The bigger the coil is, in my eyes, the better because you're covering a lot of ground. Unless you're in a trashy area. And I've actually used it in a trashy area and done pretty well. And then I go back over it with the standard coil, or I'll hit it with a 7-inch and pull out stuff that's in between things. But I pretty much use all my coils for sites.
Oh, that's cool. You'll use the bigger one like at a home site?
Oh yeah.
Do you find it?
I go through that first to get out the kind of like you want to call cherry picking. I'll get that. I'll get I dig any repeating signals no matter what coil I'm using. So even if it's a repeating nickel signal, I'm going to dig it up. And that could be a gold ring, that could be a nickel, it could be a pull tab, but I'm going to get it out of the ground. And then as I'm going through, depending on the trashy areas, if I find a spot that's got a lot of iron or a lot of high and mid and chirpy type areas, then I'll pull out that 7-inch and hit that spot with it to see if I can squeak something out in between some of that garbage. But
that's cool. Yeah, I've learned the Equinox so much. I want to try other things. We just did a video on the Vanquish, and that little machine did pretty well for what you're gonna pay for it as a introductory machine. You know what I mean? But I really want to try out some of these other machines. especially now that White's is out of business, which sucks. I still want to try it out, just to kind of be
I mean, I'm game for trying anything at this point, just to try and compare it to what I already know, so I've had a few invites to certain things I can't disclose a lot yet, but I've got a few things in the works right now with different manufacturers that have reached out to me. So we'll see what happens. I don't know.
That's exciting.
Well, we got your fingers crossed, or we got our fingers crossed for you at least. Oh man. So what do you usually find as far as, I know you got like sprinkled here, Civil War, sprinkled here, Colonial, you probably have midnight stuff.
How some people don't like finding Wheaties, for instance. That's like a pet peeve. I get excited when I find a 1964 dime. I mean, I literally,
me too.
I am not so above that I can't go to a 1950s house and swing in and dig wheat pennies and, Rosies and maybe a couple of Mercs. I'm not that type of person. I'm just out to metal detect and show, just dig. That's all I want to do. And if I find something older or something crazy, like someone's ring or something while I'm there, then it just happens. Yeah. But I look pretty much for 1950 and older as my forte, but if I'm in an area that I know there's older homes, and I'll try to knock on those, and I love it when someone tells me, oh yeah, there's been like 80 people here detecting. And I'm like, just give me a shot, because I know they missed something. And sure enough, I'll get out there and I'll find something. I did one live video of a house just right down the road from where I live. And she said at least 3 people's metal detected. And my first target was like an 1890 Indian head penny right against the sidewalk. It was like 3 inches from the sidewalk. And I dug it up, did a live video, and walked up to the doorstep. And I said, this is why I asked, to metal detect, because even though you told me, I went ahead and continued to ask you if it was okay to hit it, because I knew somebody probably missed something. And I said, this is proof. I said, this is an Indian head penny that was laying 3 inches off the side of your sidewalk and had been sitting there for however many years that they lost it, Yeah. So.
Well, that's the thing.
You won her over.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. Mike and I went to a 1800s house, and we were just finding right on the edge, those upper 60s coins. We were finding so much clad, but we never found anything older than that. We got to go back, because I think we really cleared off that top level.
Yeah.
We need to go back. And
one of those houses, they're like, oh, we have a detector. We've detected it.
Yeah. She said the exact same thing.
I've had several say, well, there's no metal in my ground. I was like, I wanted to be disrespectful, but I always bite my tongue. I want to say, man, I promise you, there's at least one piece of metal in your yard. Give me 5 minutes and I'll prove it to you. But anyway.
Let's see here. Tyler just joined. He had a long commute. Thanks for joining, Tyler. Island Treasure Hunter, she's on Aussie time right now, so she said she's drinking her coffee, but it's got to be early over there.
Dang.
If you have time, go check her channel. I think she just posted her first video. So
awesome. I'll have to check that out.
So people go over there, show her some love. North Jersey Detector just hopped in here, it looks like. So hello. We've been chatting about some of Sean's good finds. So and I was joking about breaking off your bucket list every time I look at your Facebook page. Do you have like a set bucket list? Like,
no, honestly, there's things I've dug that I didn't even know was on my bucket list. I claim it as a bucket list because I didn't even know that even existed. So I do have a gold coin. That's probably my big bucket list.
That's awesome.
To find one of those. I haven't dug one of those yet, so that is probably at the top. Okay. No, I have not. I'm saying I have that as the top of my list. Sure. Trying to think that, and I'd love to find some older silver coins. Of course, I've got a Trime. I've got Reals. I've got seeded. I don't have a seeded quarter or a seeded half. I've got seeded dimes. I got a seeded half dime this year, so that was a bucket lister. I got a seeded half dime and a cat bus half dime this year. So
that's awesome.
I got the 2 small halves and 2 half real, and I've got 2 half reals in the pistarine. Nice. So I was featured in American Digger in a 5-week span. I dug 3 barber halves, a Walking Liberty, and and a peace dollar. I dug that in 5.
Wow.
Those 5 big silvers in 5 weeks, and I was able.
Holy cow!
The peace dollar and the Walking Liberty were 7 feet from each other, and in the 3 barber halves, it was 2 of them were in the same town within just a few blocks from each other, and I dug 2 in the same town and then 1 in the neighboring town, and that was I've dug 3 barber halves, 2 the Walking Liberty and the peace dollar all within 5 weeks.
It definitely makes it easy when you buy them and plant them there,
yeah,
doesn't it?
yeah.
No, that's incredible. That is a run that you don't see very often, especially
I was digging with Dean McDowell. He's a buddy of mine, lives up in Oxford. He's a police officer, and he was on the phone with one of our other buddies named Blaine, and he goes, "You will not believe what this MFer just dug." He was like, and I did a live video, and he was walking up talking to him and everything, and he goes, "I'm about to kill him." He goes, "I'm killing him. I'm killing him," because he was way off down to the other end. I was with the homeowner. The homeowner was an older gentleman, and he's watched KG and Ringy diggers for years.
Yeah.
And so he was living in the moment as if they were there doing this. So we were digging stuff right in front of him, digging, silver coins and wheat pennies and Civil War bullets in the front yard. I mean, we were digging everything in this guy's yard, and he was just so amazed that all this was in his little property. Yeah. And after watching, and he even had a metal detector, and he just, it's just one of those things. It was just ironic that he let us do it, and we've gone back a couple times since then. And I dug my first silver salt and pepper shaker in exactly the same area where I dug the Peace Dollar and the Walking Liberty. It was all within 3 or 4 feet, and I dug my first Larson in his yard too.
That's
I tell you what, that can be kind of fun too, especially if the homeowner's been there forever. You know what I mean? Some of these older guys that you meet, because we go for farm fields quite a bit, and they have some good stories about the farms that they lived on, or what's happened, or the history. Because it's funny how a lot of those guys are just into history as you are, so you'll get to talking to them for a while. We were talking before the stream about the tavern that I just got permission for, and I let the grandsons run around with the metal detectors, and they were digging up every iron nail that they could listen, but they were having a blast. But I was talking to him about the old tavern and what happened there, and they were telling me stories about in the mid 1700s, somewhere right around there, that an army had come through and burnt all the records from all the houses that came through or that were there. So you couldn't really get records from a certain time period and before, because they'd all been burnt. So no one really knows the exact date of the houses in the area. But he was telling me next time we go there, he's going to show us the deeds as it went through the time, and hundreds and hundreds of years. I think he has like three different deeds for the house, which, I mean, that's so cool. You know what I mean? I mean, it's amazing that you go through there and kind of, it's almost like a time machine. It's the best that we can get right now, to kind of take a look back at what their handwriting was like, or, what they were using, or what they were paying attention to. I mean, Mike was showing me his family tree that they had written on for a while, that one that you guys just found not too long ago of your family tree. So
just looking at all that stuff and letters and everything like that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
and you always, like, we were just having this discussion. We were going through all of our old crap when we were young kids, and and I was like, what should I keep and what should I get rid of? And it was so hard, especially now with this point of view. I'm like, do I really want this letter from me as a kindergartner? But then I'm like, I don't know, maybe it'll be cool. Who knows? But, I was selective with what I chose living in an apartment. You can't keep much of anything. But it's just really cool. So, I mean, the homeowners have been amazing for the, the permissions that we've got. So I don't know how it is over there, but it's really fun talking to them. And when you find something, it just makes it 10 times better.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, absolutely. And it seems, Sean, like that house you were just talking about, what a nice low barrier of entry to get in and get the permission when they know about KG and Ringy. They know they have it. And like even the house that we went to, they knew what we were asking for when we were asking to detect, right? And you don't have to worry about as much about explaining, oh no, I'm going to be respectful about your yard and all that stuff. So it definitely makes it a lot easier. But those are far and few in between.
Yeah, I love the cool homeowners that just say, I don't care what you find, keep it all, unless you find a gold coin.
Right.
And that's what the funny part about that permission that I was just telling you about. He said we could keep everything unless we found a gold coin. And during my video, when I found that Peace Dollar, he goes, man, I should have said silver too. he didn't expect us to find some big silver on his property. But.
Yeah. Charlie Harley said he's constantly researching his area, which I know he is. I mean, he's been there forever. And he said it also helps marrying the local farm girl.
Yeah.
So take notes for all those who aren't married right now. If you're wanting good permissions, marry the local farm girl. That's for sure.
Yep.
But I'm sure Charlie could drive through his town and every single person would probably know who he is. But I mean, he's got some amazing property down there too that we always talk about. So he had mentioned earlier, he said, you got tired when I brought you out to our farm and you kept finding coppers. That was a tiring day physically, but mentally we were all pumped up that day.
Firing all cylinders that day. But that's what, and I know we've said it before too, but it's about that word of mouth, right? And getting to know those people and being respectable. And then farmers in particular, it seems like every farmer knows every farmer. So the more you
it's true.
You get to know them and share.
The good thing to do too is you find out where they go in the mornings to have their coffee or something like that, and you go in there and just kind of eavesdrop a couple of days, and then finally just kind of, if they strike up a conversation with you, then game's on. There's the platform right there that you needed. But you strategically plan a plan of attack. I mean, you go in there, you get to know them, you start having conversations with them, and see their habits, what they talk about, and see if there's a chance that you can be included in a conversation. And then there's a couple of places that I've been told where a certain area where these farmers go that I'm trying to get a few fields that are all in together, all in the same area. And they told me, the guy said, he goes, dude, all the farmers go right here at a certain time every day. You just need to go in there and strike up a conversation with them and let them know who you are, that you know me, you know this guy, so to speak. And he goes, I guarantee you'll get permissions. So
that's hilarious that you said that, because that's exactly what happened this weekend. So I just found out the tavern that I also got a farm across the street. And every day at 3:00 at this farm, everybody meets up. Because I was even on the weekends, I was standing there and I was having a chat with the neighbor, and he was like, watch this. And he looks at his clock. He's like, yep, it's 3:00. Here they come. And like a bunch of people are like pulling in and coming to say hi. This guy is one of those. The farmer is one of those guys that you can talk to forever, and he's got stories about everything. So he can't hear for crap. I can tell you that. You're gonna sit here right next to him and go, "Hey!"
Scream in his ear.
But he's
driving that farm equipment all of his life.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Has the recent pandemic messed up some of your permission?
Yeah, I try not to do much door knocking unless I see someone outside. I try not to go up to people's doors. It's getting, short and few between that. I'm desperate, I'm trying to get some new permissions. So I'm trying to figure out what to do to try to be careful, be cautious, protect them, because I don't know what their mindset is. They may come to the door with a gun. You don't know what people are like nowadays with everything going on. So right now, I'm just kind of sticking to my permissions and word of mouth. I've got a few people that are like, I just got this one permission that I dug a barber dime and 2 war nickels at. And this thing dates back to like 1830, but I haven't found anything older than that 1900, 1901 barber dime that I just dug there. I found a toe tap in the front, but a couple of weedies, but it just hasn't been supposedly it had never been detected. And it goes back to like 1830. And they said it was a boarding house. It was a girls' school. It was a hotel. I'm like, there's got to be something here, older, but there hasn't been much. So
sounds like it could have been detected.
Yeah.
It might have been, but some of the stuff that I'm finding, though, I find it hard to believe that it was. I found a rains guide in the front yard. I mean, anybody's going to dig a rains guide if they hear that thing go off.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
I'm seeing a lot of strange, ways of getting.
They're killing me in here.
Yeah, I see a lot of that and stuff in the chat on Joe too. But
you gotta see what they're sending me on Messenger. You have no idea.
Mike said, I know a group of old farmers who gather at a local Hardee's every morning for breakfast. One of them goes to my church, and that was my. So awesome. There you go, and you can get a Hardee's breakfast. Island Treasure Hunter said, I sit in bushes and wait for the farmers to tend the paddocks with their tractors. And then I strike. See,
I've actually walked up on farmers doing their rounds, and I've waited. I mean, he was way back in the field making this big, because it was a huge field, and I waited all the way till he came back, and I sat right there till I was in line with him coming in.
Then you jump in front of his combine.
He stopped and talked to me. Yeah, he stopped and talked to me, and he was cool. He was like, yeah, do whatever. I don't care. So.
In order to get permissions as a metal detectorist, you got to be kind of a stalker as well.
Yeah.
the farm. He was doing his field. He was haying his field. And I might have sent Mike. Did I send you a picture sitting in I sat in the parking lot for a good 30 minutes to wait for him to finish the field. And as soon as he finished, I kicked it in drive and drove straight to his driveway. Hey, you got to do a little stalking, man. You got to do a little stalking.
You got to be, a creature of opportunity. Drive sometimes Trey and I will just go drive, even if the weather's crappy and you see people out there, and even if you can't get it, or you just make note of the house and be like, all right. And Trey does it more than I do, doing rounds in some of the areas we detect, and you get people who are outside at the right moment, and that's when you have to be opportunistic.
Yeah.
Andy,
I'm gonna introduce Private Pup real quick.
Oh, Private Pup, get in here.
Private Pup is here.
There he is.
Hey.
What's up, Private Pup?
Nothing.
Hey, when are you going out metal detecting?
I don't know.
You got to start finding better stuff than your dad. Okay?
Hey!
What?
Sometimes he gives me good stuff.
Oh, he does? Okay, so it's good that he finds stuff.
I have like a little 2 version, like the Warboy, but it's a 2 version.
Real?
My type.
3-ringer.
3-ringer.
Oh, that's good. That's awesome.
Everybody, bye.
Ta-da!
See ya.
Hey, Sean, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So how did the metal, I don't know if you guys know, Sean had the very first metal detecting song ever out there. How did that come about?
Ooh. I had been getting tired of YouTube videos getting blocked and tore down and everything like that. Even on Facebook, you couldn't even do it on Facebook anymore. They totally locked it. If you used any song that had, rights, you couldn't use anything out of it. You can't use more than like 7-8 seconds of a song before they pull it down. And so I messaged a girl that's a friend of my girlfriend's over in Nashville, and she's a singer and songwriter. And I said, hey, do you mind helping me write a song? And she was actually, I don't have time. I've got 3 kids and I'm busy, but I do have a good friend of mine. And she said, I'll get you in contact with him. And so I called him up. We hit it off right on the bat. All I did was send him words that, lingo and terminology of what we use in metal detecting. And he put together the first verse. And then that second verse was more of my idea. I wanted something along the lines of a military type part of it. And so I was able to inspire that section of it. And that it came out really well. I was actually very impressed with his writing and his song. He's got a really good voice, and I wanted a country rock type style, and he did it just like I wanted it. So
that's a cool connection to have, some singer-songwriters out in Nashville, I'll tell you what.
Yeah. And I'm supposed to be going back. If it wasn't for the pandemic, I was going to do, he's got a buddy that can make an official video for me and he's got the same camera that they use in Fast and Furious. So the quality of the video is going to be amazing. And I can't wait to be able to, once this crap's over with, get over there and get that knocked out to add that to my video collection.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, that's going to be really cool. Can you sing part of it for us, Sean?
Not a singer. But feel free to pull it up and sing it and play it if you want.
Well, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Awesome.
One of the first metal, or the first metal.
It was way before Merrill from Metal Detecting NYC with his raps.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, is he pulling it up? I wonder if we can hear it. Mark said that it's time for a promotion for Private Pup, by the way.
He's a private until he earns the power. You're a private when you go to boot camp. You don't get PFC till either you get meritoriously or you get it after. Anybody can be a private, but it takes someone special to be above a private. So he's special, but he's got to earn that Marine Corps title and rank. So just like everybody else did.
You hear that, Mark? He's got some work to do, buddy. So I don't know if the chat can hear it, but I can't hear it on our side.
I don't hear anything.
Nancy linked it in the chat.
You guys,
okay.
Thanks, Nancy.
Thanks, Nancy.
You guys can't hear that?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there. Now I hear it. Yeah. It's there, but it's very, very quiet. There it is.
This is the section I inspired.
Yeah, this is good. I haven't heard
Drone
this.
footage, I like it.
Spot where bloodshed, I honor them and wave the flag, looking for America's past. I spend my time dirt fishing, feels like my life's mission is grabbing my whites and grabbing my shovel and finding silver and bullets.
I like how you overlaid that.
I ain't trying to cash in,
Yeah, that's cool.
cause it is my passion. Dig it all and save some history with Private Puff and Sergeant Whitey.
Dang, that's good.
He does his own guitar solo in there too.
Man.
That was awesome.
Nice.
He's got a new song. I'll give him a little jab here. It's called Sinners Saints. It's an amazing song he just wrote about him and his wife, and it's a killer song. You have to look. Billy Dawson is his name.
Billy Dawson. All right. Cool. Yeah, we'll have to check him out. Yeah, that was really.
He's actually he did a Chevy commercial in the Nashville area, and everybody knows him as the Chevy guy. So
Nice.
That's cool.
Mark said, "I hope you don't get a copyright strike for playing that." That's worth the copyright strike if it comes.
Nah, I own it. It's my song. I've got all rights.
There
to
you
it,
go.
so.
Hear that, Mark?
From the source himself.
Yeah, that turned out really good. Hey, maybe you can do like a remix and have like Pitbull or somebody come in. Or you never know. Mike was a singer back in the day. He could come in there.
Okay.
I've been called a songbird of my generation. But
You're a choir boy.
absolutely.
Oh god, Joe, are you still getting harassed in the private messages over
Dude,
there?
I gotta show you a picture that Mark Thomas sent me of Joe.
Oh,
It's the funniest thing in the world.
I don't even know. Is it appropriate?
Yeah, no, it's very appropriate, but I don't know if you guys can see it.
Oh god.
Can you see it?
A dartboard? What is
Well,
that?
Joel's face is on the center of it.
It's hard to see it with that background.
Yeah.
Hey, that gives me a good target to shoot for. Well, we're coming up
like
on
it's crazy.
Well, that's all right. You're a tough guy, though.
Yeah, but I don't, you know.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? We got what, 4 minutes left?
Right.
Another one that just
Time flies. Dang.
just flew right past. Eric, you got anything for Sean before we wind her down?
Yeah, I'm good. I think we covered everything, right?
I think so. I think we've done
There's always
anything.
still more, though. You know, it's like you got to keep digging, right?
How did you when you came up with your channel? How long ago was that?
With the Whites contract, I had to do at least a couple of videos a month. And so live videos counted. So that's why I stuck with my live videos. I was getting the following, I was getting the hits, I was getting the views, I was getting the shares. And so I didn't worry about doing YouTube because a lot of people love the in the moment, like, oh wow, this is a live, I might have not dug it live. And I did do a few live digs of an actual item, but it was in the moment. Like I just dug it, I just popped the plug and here it is. I'm going live with it. And so that's what drew everybody to my channel with just my Facebook page before I even did YouTube. And so early on, I was trying to copy some of my old live videos to use for some of my first videos, some of my key things, like my plate and things like that. And it did make it a little harder to get my first videos quality wise good because of that, because Facebook Live, copying of a Facebook Live video is not a high quality video.
No.
So of course I had to work on that. And that's what I'm gone to now, is starting to do better taking videos and not necessarily going all live. And I did a few teasers. I dug my seat at halftime. I actually did a live video, but didn't reveal what it was until I did my YouTube video. And then that's when I revealed what that item was that I had dug a couple of days prior. So.
Well, that's cool. Yeah. Well, we can't wait for you to start posting a little bit more.
Yeah, I kind of got deflated with White's going out of business, unfortunately. So I've been slacking off. So I do need to get back out there and stuff. I got a lot of footage. I just got to put some new video footage together and stuff. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed and heartbroken with White's going out of business. So.
Well, if you haven't gone to his channel yet, at least go over there and subscribe. So some new videos hopefully should come out soon. Yeah. I know we got a good 30 people in here, so hopefully some people can go over there and subscribe to the channel. That would be good.
Appreciate it.
Thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks, Mike. And he said he had another great stream. Way to go. Thank you, sir. Thanks Ezra.
Everyone.
Thanks everyone for hanging out. It was a fun one. It went by way too fast, I guess. Jeez. But Sean, thanks, man, for coming on.
I appreciate you guys for having me on. It's a good pleasure meeting you guys, and I look forward to hopefully swinging with you guys one day.
Yeah, we hope so.
We gotta make it happen.
We'll see if that Whites can keep up with the Equinox.
Hey, I'm down.
All right, bye guys. Have a good night.
night.
We'll see you next weekend, or see you next week. Bye guys.